Okay, thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to welcome Jim Rose, who's going to talk to us about a very interesting project at Collington, which combines some interesting technology with an arboretum and tree identification and a lot of those sorts of things. So, Jim, why don't you describe that to us?
Thank you very much. I've got 10 minutes to convince you that you can use Google Earth to map your own community's resources. It may not be just trees, it may be bushes, plants, anything you wanted to map, you can do it. There are two essential components of a successful mapping program: an accurate database of the trees or whatever you want mapped, and an accurate base map. I've always had problems getting an accurate base map. Google Earth provides this. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to share my screen. Share. Here it is. You can see this?
Yes.
Yeah, here it comes.
This is Google Earth showing Collington from above. Google Earth Pro is a free software package. It provides zoomable and scrollable base map anywhere on Earth. This Collington community, you can scroll down to the detail and see individual trees here, 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 here. It is an amazing package. I worked previously with Landsat data, and we never had this kind of resolution. This is not satellites. This is airplanes flying over with cameras, and they build these scenes automatically. Maybe artificial intelligence is involved. We'll see more of that. We started from a spreadsheet inventory of the trees. It had latitude and longitude some, but many of those records were from the signal that comes down, say, to your traffic command, and it's the accuracy is plus or minus 20 feet, which was okay because I can, using this tool, relocate the location of a tree very easily. I'll show you in a minute. But for example, here are the cedars which have been mapped over the base map. And in addition, there are, say, a huge number of crepe myrtles. And as I scroll over the screen, it tells me what kind of plant I've got. These colored symbols are really gross categories. And sometimes, for instance, I can get the cherries. And the starred items mean that those particular trees have been labeled. In addition to just seeing the name of it, if I click on it, I get the Wikipedia page that tells me much more about the tree. Back to Google Earth. And this is then the entire inventory of trees that we have in Collington, about 1,400 trees. But Google Earth Pro is not only an interactive display of the trees and a way to find out, what is where. It is a true editor. So a tree can be added. Say I've forgotten to add a particular one. Here are the symbols, and I can add a place mark any place. I can retitle it New Tree, if I can spell it correctly. Uh, and then I can actually move it anywhere I want. And once I hit OK, that is going to be a new tree. Clicking on it will not do anything except provide an ability to either cut it or delete it or show the properties. And the properties, you can style it with color and add a description. And the description is where I put the URL to the Wikipedia page. So I could, in addition, just get rid of that tree. So it is a full editing tool, which many of the display and mapping programs do not really provide. In addition to adding icons, you can add polygons, areas, add pathways, straight lines, and even you can add overlays. It's an amazing program. Let me illustrate that here, for example. Let me get rid of the Arboretum and show, here it is, the trail trees. Show the trail map. So the trail map has the shows the ability to draw lines on this thing. We've got the covered walkways in yellow, paved walkways in white, unpaved in orange. And we have the ability to put in little squares where the benches are. At my age, I really want to know where the benches are. So this program has the ability to do a lot of different ways of mapping. In addition, it allows multiple maps. Let's get rid of the trail map, look at the Arboretum. Lots of trees. What happens when trees die or are taken down? I have a second map called Lost Trees, which I can lay over this map. So I'm really have two maps showing at the same time. All these are the Bradford pears that were taken down last year. And I can show other trees that have been lost, trees that the weeping purple beech has died. So has that particular Japanese black pine, and so on. The ability to have multiple maps may seem to be a little bit of technical fanciness, but it really is useful when you get to maintaining an inventory and a history of your arboretum.
Jim, we have a question in the chat from Eric Sean at Rosella. How often does Google update these maps?
Well, let me show you something. We have here a timeline, and you can look at what happens when you look back to June of 2022. There are maybe 50 different images over time, and I can show you some images of one of the safe communities. Where was that? In Lexington. Over time, it can show you the building of Lexington. So it is for each area, you get a different number of maps because it depends upon the flights that are overhead. And but in our experience, being very close to airports, We get them updated maybe twice a year.
Wow.
So I particularly like this one because it is March, and you can see not only the campus, but you can see, if you look closely, the trails through the woods, which helps building the trail map. So let me also show you that Collington is not a privileged community in that this Landsat or this aerial views are only for Collington. It ain't so. We can look at Piper Shores, which is going up to Maine. So here is Piper Shores. And the community extends over here. There are quite a few opportunities to have interesting trees. We can go to Oberlin in Ohio. And we finally get there, and that's the Oberlin campus. And they already have an inventory of trees, I understand, which could be just mapped here. The Lexington community in Virginia is fairly new. And if we go back in time, we can see where it came from. So I can just click and look at how Lexington developed over time. What is remarkable about this, as far as I'm concerned, is that it's free. So this is the community as it's seen today. So you can start your own project to build an interactive, zoomable, and scrollable map.
It's also in your in the resources section of your case study.
Right. Just click on that link and you will be able to download this free software and play around with it yourself. Before we go to answer other questions, my question for you is, how can I help?
So I'll bet we have a bunch of questions, and I would encourage people to raise their electronic hand if you have a question. I have a question to start off, so when I'm thinking about how we would do this here at Kendall at Longwood, I'm thinking, so I would go out with my iPhone and I would start collecting latitude and longitude information of the trees. How do you do that?
There are apps for your iPhone. You can just Google those and download them. They're free apps. And even though the answers that you're going to get in the apps depend upon how many satellites are within range, it'll be plus or minus 20 feet or 20 yards. I'm not sure which. But that's not a problem, because when you get that tree mapped onto your Google map, you can move it around. So don't worry about the accuracy that you're getting on your iPhone. Just take that data and load it into the Google map and make sure that all your latitudes and longitudes are consistent with that map.
Very good. Anne.
Yeah, that was, I mean, this is really impressive, George. It's extremely elegant and cool. But I have kind of a practical question when I think about Pilgrim Place, where we have a ton of fruit trees and then we have a ton of other trees. But it seems to me that we're kind of on top of maintaining and harvesting the fruit and everything. So I'm wondering, it looks like what you did is a lot of work. Why would, practically speaking, what reasons are there that we might want to put the energy into doing this how would I convince somebody here that we needed this? How's that for a question?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I mean, we have a variety of trees. We have 140 acres. It is a mission that we have in the Arboretum Committee to educate, to enable people to learn about the trees that they're living with. So education is one of our biggest challenges, and we do that not only on the web. We have pamphlets. We're hopefully going to have a series of talks, and motivation is going to be a key factor. But think about the people that are coming to Pilgrim Place. How can they learn about the trees and what kinds of trees there are?
Okay,
Very good.
thank you.
So Ed and Jean at Rosella.
Yeah, very interesting. Looks like a lot of work went into this system. I'm interested in how you disseminate it to residents. I saw that you have it placed on kiosks around campus. What does that look like, and how do residents actually interact with the tree map?
Yeah, there are two ways, and one is the kiosks, which are owned by not by the residents, but the management. But we got the management to agree to put Google Earth onto those kiosks. Access is a little bit difficult. You have to know to push the right little button on the bottom of the screen. But they interact on the kiosk maps just like we interacted here on the Google Earth Pro. It is a version of Google Earth Pro, and you can it's a touch screen, so you can touch a particular tree and pop up information about that tree. You can zoom into your own cluster and see the trees around you. If you have a question about a tree, you can zoom to that area. And that's one of the ways. The other way is we've taken the files that drive the Google Earth Pro, downloaded them and pasted them into something called Google My Maps. Google My Maps you can put on a website. Google Earth Pro you can't put on a website. I could, if you'd like, I could demonstrate that by going to our website, or you could go to our website and look at the maps. It is the Google My Maps used to be not as capable as Google Earth Pro, but they've progressed.